Hi everybody, I'm Steve Balich. We're over here I'm with Nick Ficarello. He's running for county executive in Will County. We're in front of Tazza Restrauant in Homer Glen. Now Tazza is one of my favorite Italian restaurants by my house. And guess what? You can't go there and sit down and have a glass of wine and a great meal. Instead, I have to call and get a carry-out. It's not the same thing. And I don't see any reason on earth that we can't go into Tazza and have a meal and social distance, and Tazza keeps everything clean already. Well, now they'll be extra precautionary. So, I'm just fed up. We need to open up. I filed a lawsuit so that we can protect small businesses, all of them, Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, and even people that don't even want to vote. Everyone owns small businesses. And the small business is dying because of this governor with his unconstitutional state order. He's like a king. The fiat speaks and everyone's supposed to listen. But I'm not, and neither is Nick Ficarello. I'm going to give you the Nick right now.
Well, Steve, today I'd like to talk about public health versus personal liberties and some common sense. I'm not denying that this virus exists. I'm not denying that this virus is highly contagious. It is. When you look at the history of the United States, you look at 1968, the Hong Kong flu. According to the CDC, over 100,000 Americans died from the Hong Kong flu from 1968 to 1970. I was alive at that time. I know you were alive at that time. I know we don't look that old, but we were alive at that time. And there was no shutting down of businesses. That flu was also very contagious, but there was no shutting down of businesses. There was no keeping kids out of schools. Life went on, and we dealt with it, and our immune systems became stronger, and people who were sick were treated, and some died and some didn't. Next is, I want to talk to you about 1957, the Asian flu. The Asian flu killed anywhere. One estimate I saw is about 69,000 people. Another estimate I saw is 116,000 people. Now keep in mind also that during this time, the American population is a lot less. I think in 57 it was estimated to be about 175 million in the United States. Now we're 328 million, 330 million. So in 1957, that was a large percentage of the population that died from that flu epidemic, and there was no shutdown of businesses or whatever. I just want the people to understand that and realize that. Next I want to talk about is what is the issue here? What comes first, our constitutional rights or this perception that we're in a healthcare crisis? I'm not denying we're in a healthcare crisis, but we are America, and we should always put our rights and our constitutional rights ahead of everything and learn to adapt to the problem that's at hand by preserving our constitutional rights. There are ways that these businesses could still stay open. It's called common sense. Wash your hands, use a lot of hand sanitizer, wear a mask, and if you're in a restaurant, social distance. And if somebody's sick, they shouldn't be out. It's simple. That's we were taught when I was younger, if you're sick, you stay home. Today, nobody wants to take any sick days unless they want to take a sick day for some other reason, and they show up to work sick. That's kind of the society we live in today. Attorney General Barr stated that he's going to investigate states that are, quote unquote, violating our constitutional rights. And he's also going to investigate and find out what rights have been violated. But he also said something that's very important. No emergency takes precedence over our individual rights and our constitutional rights. There was a video I saw just recently, and it was Ventura County, California. And in Ventura County, California, there was a the head of their health department in Ventura County was a Dr. Levin, Levin. And Dr. Levin was talking about how people need to understand that there's going to be a contact virus force. I don't know what his exact words were. But in other words, there's going to be investigators out seeing if you came into contact with somebody with the virus. If you came into contact with somebody with the virus, you're going to be forcibly quarantined. This contact force to see if you are going to see if you're at home. They're going to make sure you're at home, quarantining if you came into contact with someone with the virus, and forcibly keep you at home. The other thing interesting he stated was that if someone in your home has the coronavirus and is quarantining in their home, and there's only one toilet, one bathroom in that house, that person has to be taken out of the house if there's more than just that person in there. That person has to be taken out of the house and moved to one of their own homes that's sanctioned by the state to sit out their quarantine or whatever in that home, away from everybody else. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like history repeating itself? Where's the due process? Where's the due process for somebody to seize my body, take it out of my own home, or seize a juvenile's body or a young child's body, take it out of their home away from their parents, and put it in one of their quote-unquote homes or camps? That'll ring a bell, camps, like we saw in the last century in World War II. Where's the due process? What are we becoming? That's one reason why I'm running, is to restore some balance of power here locally in Will County. Every office in Will County currently is controlled, every major office in Will County currently is controlled by the Democrats. And I'm running to try to restore. I'm sorry. I'm okay. Last thing I want to say is that we have to listen to common sense and put common sense in our rights ahead of this dictating and tyranny that the Democrats are trying to push on us as far as what we should do and what we shouldn't do. And some Republicans. We need to be able to preserve our rights and handle the situation by preserving rights. We're America. We're smarter than everybody else. We have our rights. That's what makes us so great. And you look around, and no virus that I've seen yet, and I've done some extensive research, no virus I've seen has come from America. It's always from these other countries, these third world countries that are tyrannical. And I just thank God every day I live in this wonderful country. Thank you, Steve.
And God bless you, Nick. Thanks for doing this video. And Rose over at Tazza, God bless you. Let's see if I get your sign. We're too close to get it, but Rose is a great cook. If you're in Homer Glen, stop over and get a carry out. God bless everybody.